97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock.
Hello, this is Michael Spedden, and thanks for joining us today on the 97underground.com Michael Spedden Interviews channel here on YouTube. There have been many requests from both listeners and guests for us to make available our artist interviews so they can listen again or share with others. You can find us on YouTube at 97underground Michael Spedden. Remember, the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show, can be heard on 97underground.com every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Not only do I feature artist interviews, I feature songs you forgot you liked, classics that never die, beloved local, regional, up-and-coming, and underground artists. You can listen anytime, anywhere by downloading our free app from 97underground.com. Just do it. And now, today's episode. And welcome back to the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock worldwide. And today, we're getting a chance to sit down with a day in Pompeii, all the way from Lynchburg, Virginia. Today, we have Candace Phelps, Anna Tracy, and Jonathan May. Welcome to the show, guys. I've been listening to your material, and I'm liking what I hear, and everybody else is too. So, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Michael.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here.
Yep. So, an East Coast band all the way from down in Lynchburg, Virginia. Yeah. And, it just goes to show you the reach that 97 Underground has, reaching out to our up and coming bands from all areas, all surrounding areas, and, giving them some airplay. You guys have got some great material, which we're going to talk about in a bit here. Yeah. And, I kind of met you through a recent guest of ours, Andy Henson.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's an excellent musician, well known to our area, and for good reason.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And spoke very, very highly of you, and I had to be curious. I had to satisfy my curiosity and find out what you all are all about, and I'm glad I did. And, like I said, the material is sounding great, and you're really doing a great job on this here. I really like your sound. A lot of just really great parts you guys have, and I can tell you really did your homework before you went to the studio. Where was this recorded?
We recorded everything in my basement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you have a nice microphone you're talking through. That you must have some sort of a background in this.
Not really. I mean, I've been recording on my own for probably 10 years and pretty much learned it through watching YouTube videos and doing like mixes on Unstoppable Recording Machine, and just it's definitely a challenge, and you're never done learning in this aspect. But we've also been fortunate to work with some really big names in the industry that have helped us mix and master our music, and we're definitely grateful to them for helping us elevate our sound.
Oh, who's that then?
So our first song was mixed and mastered by Joel Wanasek, and he's worked with Scott Stapp and Monuments, Vinyl Theater, and then our last two songs were mixed by Atrium Audio in Pennsylvania, Carson Slovak and Grant McFarland. Mm-hmm. They've worked with Era, From Ashes to New, August Burns Red. And our newest song was mastered by Maor Applebaum, who has worked with Yes, Yngwie Malmsteen, Meatloaf, a lot of really big names, and they've just been great. They've taught us a whole lot about what to do and what not to do as far as audio goes.
Yeah, and it's good too that you've really worked yourself into this here, gotten good at this here, because there's a lot of people that, hey, all of a sudden they go to YouTube University, take the crash course, then all of a sudden they're a master engineer. And I've had some submissions. I'm not going to mention names, but yikes! Go to a studio if you don't know it well enough.
I've noticed that that's kind of set us apart, is the quality of the songs. Even just the way that they sound, and if you want something done well, you go to people who do it well. And, I mean, it obviously helps that we started with something great. John is very good at what he does, and he knew, like, okay, we take what we have and we go to somebody to finalize it that they're in the business. They know what they're doing. The songs are And I think the songs are worthy of these people putting the finishing touches on it.
Oh, certainly. And it's great to be able to have these contacts and have people that have, I mean, so I'm sure not only are you getting a great product from them, you're learning quite a bit by being there with them.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Any notes they send back, we're like, well, they would know. So we take all that in. And I think that that's going to make every release after, the first three, everyone that follows is just going to get better and better. Because we are listening to any feedback we get and learning what to do and not to do.
Right. And I think part of the advantage, having, Jonathan being, I mean, I'm impressed with these recordings, the fact that you're doing them in your basement, I'm just kind of like, whoa, I think, really think that's giving you a good advantage, because you don't ever want to put something out, and tell me if you agree with this, there's something in there that you just regret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you don't love it 110%, you have to still be happy with what you've made. That
believe in it.
Yes, that you could still be like, yes, I'm proud of this, even if maybe like oh well, after the fact, it's oh well, what if it sounded like this? Like, no, you think about it and you stew over it and you chew on it, and you want to be happy with it.
You sure do. I mean, because the thing is that even if it's something in there that's slightly off, that only is there,
yeah,
it's going to drive you nuts. It's going to drive you nuts from here until the day that you die.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Those coulda, shoulda, woulda kind of thoughts. It's like, hey, when something is good, let it be good and carry on with it. Because you can always think, I could have done this differently, could have done that differently.
Oh, sure.
And I mean, it's kind of like at the end of the day, people are loving it. I'm not going to worry about anything else I thought I could have done better, like vocally. I'm like, look, people like this. This is good. Let good be good.
Yeah.
Sure. Another thing too is that I think doing it well by yourself, I'm sure it takes a lot of pressure off of you, because when you're in a studio and, truthfully, when I was playing a lot, I would have no problem. Not that I ever did this, but if I were booked at a sold out Wembley Stadium, like Queen or something, I could walk out there, swagger on out there and play. No nervousness, no nothing. The minute I walk into a studio, all of a sudden I'm just like, it's tough, but
It's
a different thing. It's a different thing.
It is.
You second guess yourself a lot, and then you're saying, wow, I thought thought this was good, and then I heard it through a system, through a microphone, and you really, I think a lot of musicians will devalue themselves, especially the good ones. I'm going to say a lot of the good ones they're like, wow, that was trash. That was garbage. Let's do it again. And unfortunately, the people who are garbage think that they're great. So they do. Like, somebody needs to tell them. But I myself, I've not spent a ton of time in the studio, and then there's in the past 10 years, I have, but I'll be honest, nothing came of it.
Sure.
Only until recently with the day in Pompeii, it's like, wow, this is so great. The process was fun. I wasn't as intimidated. And it got done, and we had a product that we were proud of. So, I mean, it would have been great in my 20s to have been like, I'm putting out songs here and left and right. And it's okay that I'm doing it now at 34. That's fine.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Good is good, no matter how old you are, and I've got a few years on you, my friend. So, believe me, that's not a thing. So let's hear the product of this wonderful recording of yours here. So let's, what do you want to spin right now?
Let's do our very first single, Darker Nights.
This is Darker Nights by A Day in Pompeii. So again, having your own studio, a place where you can record and kind of go back over things and take your time with stuff, has got to be a huge relief. And again, it really takes the pressure off of you when you're trying to get something out under a budget, with the timing and everything. Really must make a big difference here, and I can see. Listening to your songs here, I really like, what we're hearing, what I hear here off of these. You've got a great rhythm section. I'll pick on you first, Candace. Well, not going to pick on you, but you're the bass player, right? What kind of rig and what kind of gear do you have?
Well, currently the primary bass that I use is an LTD, and I will not even attempt to pretend that I know anything about equipment or
Sure.
all the things that I use. But the LCD is very special to me. It was given to me about 10 years ago, and I've used a few others for recordings in the past and stuff like that. But the LTD is the one I use primarily right now. As far as the amp and stuff, I'm borrowing what John lets me use right now.
Oh,
just
okay.
because what I have in another studio is just way too big for me to carry.
Oh yeah.
But I used to use an Ampeg, and I do have a Line 6 pedal that I'm very happy with, but still learning to use. But no, have a good time with it.
Is it an older Ampeg?
I would say it's at least 10 years old.
Oh, easy. Oh yeah, we're talking.
Yeah.
I had one from the '60s. I'm a bass player too, which is
Gotcha. Okay.
And
so so I'm glad I'm not going to pretend to know what I'm talking about when I don't, because you
I
can see
don't.
right through it.
I've been playing since 19, and I still don't know what I'm talking
when
about.
When you say 19, some people just gloss over.
Yeah, 19.
Like
the
19 anything.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. It's
cool.
I played old Ampeg equipment. I mean, you should have had like a team of Clydesdales lugging that stuff around.
Yes.
Because it was
yes.
I called bass players equipment, and I hate y'all. It's awesome. The worst.
Right.
It's the low notes are so heavy. Okay.
Yeah, sure,
everything that carries them is literally so heavy.
Right. I've always been an Ampeg player. I've always liked Ampeg and PV myself.
PV is good.
Yep. Nice sounding. The Black Widow speakers have always been nice. I thought, that's always been the sound I've liked here. And I mean, it really does sound good. And how about you, Jonathan?
So I've always been a Les Paul guy. My main guitar, it was a Les Paul custom. But I recently got an LTD Telecaster that has the Evertune bridge in it, so it doesn't go out of tune regardless of what you do, which is great for recording. So I use that on the songs, and it's got I modified it with bare knuckle pickups. Shout out to Bare Knuckle, they're great. And then for amps, I use amps made by a company called Fryette out of California. They're all tube amps, and I run it through a Fryette 412 cabinet, and I run 2 amps in stereo. But on the recording, I quad track the guitars, so 2 tracks per amp, and then did another 2 takes. So it's got that really beefy wall of sound.
Right. I can hear that, and I like your sound, by the way, too. I really think your guitars sound great.
Thank you.
I mean, great tones that you get from them, and I can hear it from there. And I'll say, too, Anna, your voice is just very, very rich. I like it. It's you have a very nice sounding voice. It's a little more of a lower in the women's. Are you a mezzo?
I'm glad somebody said that.
Yep. Are you more of a mezzo or maybe an alto as compared?
I will. It depends on the day. I'll tell everyone I'm a mezzo soprano. I just really whatever the song calls for. But with the day in Pompeii, I have been in my lower register more than anything. And it suits me. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. I like to have that fullness, that depth. I'm tired of I'm fine when people say, "Oh, it's pretty." I don't want to be called pretty. I don't want my voice to be called pretty. I want you to be afraid. I have goals, I have something I'm reaching for, but I'm getting there. But yeah, definitely in the lower register these days, and I'm perfectly content with that.
I like it. It's very rich. You have a very, very solid and rich voice, very smooth, and I think it carries the songs very, very well. It's the perfect thing for what I think you're. I mean, it really. All of you are contributing very well to your sound, and I really like that. It contributes to a really good product here. And again, I think I think you've all found the right thing.
I think so.
Here. So let's spin another one. What do you want to play for us now?
Our current release, our most recent single is "Love in Exile."
Love in Exile. This is "Love in Exile" by A Day in Pompeii. again, another great song by Day in Pompeii. So it's been great having you all on the show today. I really appreciate you taking the time and speaking to us here on the Back of the Rack at 97underground.com. So tell us, where can we find more about A Day in Pompeii? Where can we find your socials and your songs and everything else you want people to know about you?
Well, you can find us on Beacons. It's like Linktree, but different. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on TikTok. You can stream us pretty much anywhere you stream music, Spotify, Apple Music. Are we on anything else, guys?
We're on Amazon Music, Tidal, Deezer, pretty much anything that you want to use.
Anyway. And we have a website coming soon, and merch is in the works, very recent. We're just kind of finalizing all of the little details, so we will have merch up and ready to go, and people can, find that through any of our socials as it comes.
Well, great. Well, folks, check them out. I constantly hear people in my age group always talking about how there's no good music out there nowadays. Everything is, it's just awful. It's just like, yes, there is new good music out there. We just heard 2 songs of it right here. I would say turn off those stations that play Bachman Turner Overdrive 10 times a day. Come on over here to 97underground.com, where we support up and coming artists. We support folks that are out there working hard, like A Day in Pompeii, getting their material out there and treating us to the fruits of their labor. Folks, you'll definitely be hearing some more A Day in Pompeii here on the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show on 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. And again, thank you for coming and joining us today. I really appreciate you coming with us. And folks, remember, A Day in Pompeii, check out their Linktree, check out all their socials and all their stuff. It's well worth the check. So thanks, folks. And we will be back right after these words. You're listening to the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. And thanks again for listening to 97 Underground, the Michael Spedden Interviews, and we hope you enjoyed today's show. Remember, download the free app from 97underground.com so you can listen to us wherever you go. The Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show, can be heard on 97underground.com every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Listen anytime, anywhere. Metal. Worldwide metal, 24/7. 97underground.com.